Hello, I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schutze. Welcome to our kitchen. Today I'd like to share with you my recipe and procedure for making fried chicken. Fried chicken has to be one of the greatest or favorite comfort foods ever. When it's good, it's really good, and even when it's not that good, yeah, it's still pretty good and you're gonna eat it, trust me. The procedure that I do with mine is a little different than some others, but let me tell you, it is well worth it. And this technique provides a moist, extremely flavorful, and crispy fried chicken. So join me now as I show you how I make my fried chicken. Well, to begin, let's start with our brine. Now, the brine that I'm making is designed for like a 1 or 2 hour brine. Maybe 4 hours at the most. I would not exceed that part, otherwise it'll be very salty. So we'll start with cold water, add some kosher salt, lemon juice, and let's add honey. This honey that I have is an orange blossom honey. Feel free to use any of your favorites. And I happen to infuse this with rosemary. That's just what I have laying around. That's not a thing that's required for it. So let's go ahead and stir this and continue doing that until all of the salt dissolves. Okay, now that it has dissolved, the salt, let's go ahead and add our herbs and spices. I have some parsley, thyme, bay leaves, peppercorns, and rosemary. Add a little stir. Now let's go ahead and put in our chicken pieces. Today I am using only the leg and thigh. The breasts I'm using for another video, chicken cordon bleu. And we want to make sure that we have this submerged. So if you need to, you can always take a small little plate, a B&B plate or something, or a weight, and then it'll help press this down. Another little trick could be take a Ziploc with water in it, fill it with some water, about halfway or so if it's a quart-sized bag, and then you just lay it on top of this, and that will keep everything underneath. We're going to allow this to sit in the cooler for 1 to 2 hours. Next step, while our poultry is in the brine, let's go ahead and season our coating. I'm not using breadcrumbs, so I will not call it a breading. That's why I called it coating. I'm using a flour, an all-purpose flour, it's whole grain, and we're going to use buttermilk. To season it, I will use granulated onion, granulated garlic, and some ground coriander, along with some real sea salt, Hungarian paprika, and some ground black pepper. And now we will take a whisk and gently stir this around until everything is evenly mixed. And there you have it. Let this sit off to the side, and let's go ahead and set up our deep fryer or our pots of oil. Well, now that our chicken parts have been in the brine for about 1.5 hours right now, we're going to go ahead and remove it and rinse it thoroughly under cold water. Be sure to wash away any of the peppercorns or herbs that may have stuck to it. Well, now that our chicken has been rinsed and patted dry with paper towel, let's go ahead and take it to our first bowl of seasoned flour. So I like to use one hand on this. I try to keep one hand that's going to be somewhat wet and the other one a little drier. Just kind of makes less waste. It gets all caked on your hands. So here we go. Let's go ahead and shake off our excess. And then go ahead and take it to the buttermilk. Be certain to get buttermilk all over the whole thing. Again, we shake off our excess. Take a little here. Lay it into our second dredging. I press it down a little. I want to make sure that the flour sticks to everywhere. Let's shake off our excess and set it on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper and continue with the remaining chicken. Well, if you haven't done so, go ahead and get your fryer up to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And I did this previously and the temperature is ready to go. So now I'm ready to deep fry. I'm gonna coat it one last time. So go ahead and take your chicken again back to the first dredging flour bowl. Shake off your excess and let's go ahead and get it back into the buttermilk. This double breading or double coating is gonna make it really nice and crispy and just lots of flavor. Well, now we have our fryer up to temperature, 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go ahead and begin frying our chicken. So what I'll do is shake off any excess flour and gently lay it into the oil. Feel free to take your pieces of chicken and any of the excess flour that fell onto the sheet pan. Go ahead and just go ahead and soak up some of that as well. We'll set our timer, 11 minutes, 12 minutes. When they come out, make sure you check the internal temperature with a calibrated thermometer or a digital thermometer. If they are good to go, transfer them to a sheet pan lined with a wire rack. If the internal temperature has not reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit, transfer it to a wire rack on a sheet pan and place it into an oven 350 degrees Fahrenheit and continue to cook until the internal temperature is met. One thing that's important also, whenever you're doing your chicken, cook it by sections. For example, leg and thighs you can cook together because they're going to have the same or roughly the same cook time. Breasts are going to be less or a shorter cook time, and wings are even shorter. So as you're cooking them, notice I'm only cooking the leg and thigh together. Also, whatever you do, do not overload your fryer because you do not want to drop the temperature too much to where the protein stops frying and actually begins to just poach or boil. Well, there you have my method of making fried chicken. Southern fried chicken, if you will, with the buttermilk. A lot of flavor in it. Make certain that your temperatures are right. You know, you're getting 165 on a fully cooked chicken. Now, because in my coating, in my flour, my dredge, I have paprika in there. Paprika is going to help give it some color to it. So don't let the color of the chicken in the fryer fool you into thinking it's ready to eat, because it is not. Make no mistake about it. Legs and thighs at 325 degrees Fahrenheit will take 12 minutes, no doubt, to make. I'm sure of that. Your breasts are going to be, depending on the size, the American chicken, if you bread the whole breast in one big chunk, that's going to take some time. So even if you're going to do the whole chicken into fried chicken, I recommend cutting it into 10 pieces. Your 2 legs, your 2 thighs, your 2 wings, and then cut the 2 breasts into halves. That way, when you cut it in half, you have your one thicker piece and then you have another larger piece. Try to cut them in half based on weight, not size. That way, it will be a more even cooking time. Also, this dredging, I use this on chicken fried steaks as well. I find that it gives a lot more flavor, a little bit of spice to it. If you even want to make it a little spicier, what you can do is in your buttermilk, you could actually pour hot sauce into it. Put your favorite spicy hot sauce or even cayenne pepper into it, and then that's going to help get some heat or spice into your chicken. Well, thank you for joining. I hope you give it a shot. Let me know if you and your friends and family like it. I'm sure they will. It's always been a winner where I've served it. Thank you again. Yod Vayah.